my mother had opened the gate because the dog was barking and he made a big commotion. So my mother wanted to open the gate to let the dog come out. And I don't know if the gate was open, but she must have put in the key in the lock to unlock it. And she, by being in front of the gate, she was hit with an iron pole on the roller face, and I think she must have stumbled backwards. And they could come in, there were 3 of them, and they must have opened it. And they must have, the next day I saw on my mother's arms when she was in hospital, she was purple here, so they must have, the 2 of them must have carried my mother, dragged her, I think, because with that hit on her head, she wasn't able to walk or whatever. I don't think so. I think with the commotion, my mother must have screamed or let a word out for my father, because she used to call him our. And he took the two-way radio and he called the commando and he called Ben, and that was all. And the way that my father spoke was, they knew something was going on. So they called the commando, they came out. They must have attacked my mother and father in the bedroom. There was a lot of blood. They were found in the corner here. My mother laying over my father. There was lots of blood here. The mattress was off the bed, so there was a big commotion. They must have, they hit my parents very hard. There was no place for her. That was a tragic part of the whole thing. There's no hospital that could take my mother in for ICU because she needed to go there. And then, thank goodness, we found a place in Mill Park. And they were very generous in helping us because they realized the situation. And my mother was flown out with a helicopter and my father was taken with an ambulance there. And then they waited. My mom was kept under induced coma for a very, very long time. She only got out in December. She could still talk a bit. She was a little bit verbal. She could say hello. And she could wave and she started eating. But then she got seizures upon seizures, and ever since it's been going downhill with a progressive state. That not only have they stolen our father from us, but my mother as well. Because although she's living, she's not living. And that was her biggest fear of all of it, to be not in a farm attack. She never wanted to be in a farm attack, and yeah, it happened to her.
One of the main questions associated with farm attacks is, why hurt elderly people? Why not just take what they want?
Well, the way that they were attacked, it was, I wouldn't say vengeance, but it was meaningful to hurt and to harm. Not just, I think the stealing is maybe secondary, but to harm is the way that they came. Because why do you come with a weapon like that? You come to harm, and well, yeah, definitely to harm. Yeah, and then to stand, once they were out of the way, they had the time to take whatever they wanted. Because my mother and them had nice stuff. They could, so they could have taken the TV, the DVD without anyone, because the alarm was not activated as yet. So they had free range.
After a farm attack, pressure is then placed on the police to swiftly find those responsible. In this case, they came under criticism. Vital evidence appeared to have been ignored.
And that guy's jacket that they found was laying in the dog basket. It was evidence. It was never given in as evidence. So there was discrepancies that the police did not do. A compliment after our complaint, it was done. It was done, yeah. But if it had been done from the beginning, we might have found it.
The relationship between farmers and farm workers has often come under the spotlight, with allegations of racism leveled against farmers. I spoke to worker Simon Nkuna and asked him about his relationship with Joop and Carla van Riebeek.
It doesn't look like they were my boss. They could take good care of me, very good care of me, because we can talk everything with them. We're just like friends. And I wasn't even scared to come to work. I feel free when I come to work. Because he used to help me to learn me so many things to do. Everything that he does, I'm with him. We're good friends.
There have been problems here before, as in criminal problems, people breaking in. What happened here before that night?
Before that night, most of the people, things started to change in the houses. They start taking the cables, the lights in the houses. They snare the plastics for no reasons. When we came here, there's a different story. But he used to go to the police, but nothing happened, nothing. They just came, then it's gone.
Do you think these are criminals, just Tsotsis, or is there something else here?
I'm wondering. I'm asking myself the same question, because if they were Tsotsis, they should have tied them and take anything away, but they didn't. That's why I really don't think they were just thieves. Because if they came for that, why did they fight the old man who cannot fight for himself? Old woman she can never do anything, and the old man can never do anything either. He cannot fight back.